Hello everyone, today I am discussing why you cannot speak English and it is difficult for you to speak confidently. Because you don't know the common verb. So today, I will discuss the most important 2000 plus common verbs in our daily life. I think it will help with your listening and speaking. So let's start. Accept, she accepted the job offer with gratitude. Achieve, after years of hard work, he finally achieved his dream of becoming a doctor. Act, the actor delivered a powerful performance that moved the audience. Adapt, living in a new country forced her to adapt to different customs and languages. Address, the president addressed the nation in a televised speech. Adjust, she adjusted the settings on the thermostat to make the room warmer. Admire, I admire her dedication to her work. Advise, he advised his friend to seek professional help for his problem. Agree, they finally agreed on a date for the meeting. Alleviate, the medication helped alleviate her pain. Analyze, the scientist analyzed the data to draw conclusions. Answer, she answered the phone on the first ring. Apologize, he apologized for being late to the meeting. Apply, she applied for a scholarship to help pay for college. Appreciate, I appreciate all the help you've given me. Approve, the committee approved the new budget proposal. Argue, they argued about politics at the dinner table. Arrive, the train arrived at the station right on time. Ask, she asked him for directions to the nearest gas station. Assert, he asserted his authority as the team leader. Assess, the teacher assessed the students' progress through regular tests. Assist, the nurse assisted the doctor during the surgery. Assume, she assumed he was busy because he didn't answer her call. Attempt, he attempted to climb the mountain but had to turn back due to bad weather. Attend, they attended the conference together. Attract, the colorful flowers attracted bees and butterflies. Avoid, he tried to avoid talking about his ex-girlfriend. Bake, she baked a delicious cake for her daughter's birthday. Bathe, he bathed his dog in the backyard. Be, to be or not to be, that is the question. Become, she hoped to become a successful entrepreneur one day. Begin, let's begin the meeting with a brief introduction. Believe, I believe in you and your ability to succeed. Belong, the old photo album belongs to my grandmother. Bet, he bet his friend $50 that their team would win the game. Boil, the water started to boil on the stove. Borrow, can I borrow your pen for a minute? Break, he accidentally broke the vase while dusting the shelf. Bring, she brought a bottle of wine as a gift to the party. Build, they planned to build a new house on the vacant lot. Buy, she bought a new dress for the wedding. Calculate, he calculated the total cost of the project. Call, she called her mom to wish her a happy birthday. Capture, the photographer captured the beauty of the landscape in her photos. Care, she cares deeply about the environment. Carry, he carried the heavy boxes upstairs. Celebrate, they celebrated their anniversary with a romantic dinner. Change, she decided to change her hairstyle. Charge, the company charged me $50 for shipping. Choose, it's hard to choose between chocolate and vanilla ice cream. Climb, they climbed to the top of the mountain to watch the sunrise. Collect, she collects stamps from all over the world. Communicate, effective communication is key to a successful relationship. Compare, she compared prices at different stores before making a purchase. Compete, they competed against each other in the spelling bee. Complain, he complained about the long line at the grocery store. Complete, she completed her homework before dinner. Comprehend, it took him a while to comprehend the instructions. Concentrate, she tried to concentrate on her work despite the noise. Conclude, after hours of debate, they finally concluded that they couldn't reach an agreement. Confront, she decided to confront her roommate about the dirty dishes in the sink. Connect, the two friends connected instantly and became inseparable. Conserve, it's important to conserve water during a drought. Consider, she considered all her options before making a decision. Consume, he consumed a large amount of caffeine to stay awake. Contribute, she contributes regularly to charity. Control, he struggled to control his temper during the argument. Convince, she convinced her parents to let her go on the trip. Cook, she cooked dinner for her family every night. Cooperate, the two countries agreed to cooperate on a trade deal. Cope, she struggled to cope with the loss of her pet. Copy, he copied the homework from his friend. Correct, she corrected the spelling errors in the document. Counsel, she counseled her friend through a difficult breakup. Count, he counted the money in his wallet. Create, she loved to create art in her free time. Criticize, he criticized her work, but she took it in stride. Cry, she cried tears of joy when she found out she got the job. Dance, they danced together at the wedding. Decide, she couldn't decide what to order from the menu. Decline, he declined the invitation to the party. Decorate, she decorated her apartment with fairy lights and posters. Define, they struggled to define the meaning of success. Deliver, the mailman delivered the package to her doorstep. Demand, the protesters demanded justice for the victims. Demonstrate, she demonstrated the proper way to use the equipment. Depend, he depended on his friends for support during difficult times. Describe, she described the scene in vivid detail. Design, he designed the logo for the company. Desire, she desired nothing more than to travel the world. Destroy, the hurricane destroyed entire neighborhoods. Determine, she determined that the experiment was a success. Develop, they developed a new software program. Devote, she devoted her life to helping others. Diagnose, the doctor diagnosed him with the flu. Direct, he directed the actors in the play. Discover, she discovered a hidden talent for painting. Discuss, they discussed the latest news over lunch. Display, she displayed her artwork in a local gallery. Distribute, he distributed flyers advertising the event. Do, she did her homework before watching TV. Doubt, she doubted his sincerity. Draw, she drew a picture of her family. Dream, she dreamed of traveling to exotic places. Dress, she dressed up for the job interview. Drink, he drank a glass of water to quench his thirst. Drive, she drove to work every day. Earn, he earned a promotion at work. Eat, she ate breakfast before leaving for school. Educate, she educated herself on the history of the country. Eliminate, he eliminated processed foods from his diet. Embrace, she embraced her friend warmly. Employ, the company employed hundreds of workers. Enable, the new software enabled users to perform complex tasks. Encourage, she encouraged her daughter to pursue her dreams. End, the movie ended with a dramatic twist. Endure, she endured the pain of losing her loved one. Engage, she engaged the audience with her captivating speech. Enhance, the new paint job enhanced the appearance of the house. Enjoy, she enjoyed spending time with her friends. Enrich, reading enriches the mind. Ensure, he ensured that all the doors were locked before going to bed. Entertain, the comedian entertained the audience with his jokes. Establish, they established a new rule for the group. Estimate, he estimated that it would take 3 hours to complete the project. Evaluate, she evaluated his performance during the interview. Examine, the doctor examined the patient thoroughly. Excel, she excelled in her studies. Exchange, they exchanged phone numbers before saying goodbye. Execute, he executed the plan flawlessly. Exercise, she exercised regularly to stay in shape. Exist, the dinosaurs no longer exist. Expand, the company plans to expand its operations overseas. Expect, she didn't expect to see him at the party. Experience, she experienced a range of emotions during the trip. Experiment, he experimented with different ingredients to create the perfect recipe. Explain, she explained the concept to her students. Explore, they explored the jungle in search of rare plants. Express, he expressed his feelings through music. Extend, they extended the deadline for the project. Face, she faced her fears head-on. Fail, he failed the driving test on his first attempt. Fall, she fell off her bike and scraped her knee. Familiarize, she familiarized herself with the new software. Fear, he feared the unknown. Feed, she fed the stray cat that lived in her neighborhood. Feel, she felt a sense of accomplishment after finishing the marathon. Fight, they fought for their rights. Find, she found her keys in the couch cushions. Finish, he finished the race in first place. Fix, she fixed the leaky faucet in the kitchen. Follow, he followed his dreams and became a successful artist. Forgive, she forgave her friend for betraying her trust. Form, they formed a close bond over the years. Foster, the organization fosters a sense of community among its members. Found, they found a new organization dedicated to helping the homeless. Frame, she framed the picture and hung it on the wall. Free, he felt free when he quit his job. Fulfill, she fulfilled her lifelong dream of traveling the world. Gain, he gained valuable experience from his internship. Gather, they gathered around the campfire to roast marshmallows. Generate, the wind turbine generates electricity for the entire town. Get, she got a promotion at work. Give, she gave him a birthday present. Go, they decided to go for a hike in the mountains. Grasp, she grasped the concept quickly. Grow, the plants grew quickly in the fertile soil. Guarantee, the company guarantees customer satisfaction. Guide, he guided her through the maze. Handle, she handled the situation with grace. Happen, the accident happened so quickly. Have, she has a pet dog named Max. Hear, she heard a strange noise coming from the basement. Help, he helped her carry the groceries. Hide, she hid the treasure in a secret location. Hire, the company hired a new employee. Hold, she held on to the railing as she descended the stairs. Hope, she hoped for a better future. Host, they hosted a dinner party for their friends. Hunt, he went hunting for deer in the woods. Identify, she couldn't identify the bird by its call. Ignore, he chose to ignore the negative comments. Imagine, she imagined what it would be like to travel to outer space. Implement, they implemented a new policy to improve efficiency. Imply, his silence implied agreement. Impress, she impressed the judges with her singing. Improve, she worked hard to improve her grades. Include, he made sure to include everyone in the conversation. Incorporate, they decided to incorporate feedback from their customers. Increase, they increased the price of the product. Indicate, the sign indicated that the store was closed. Indulge, she indulged in a piece of chocolate cake for dessert. Inform, he informed her of the latest developments. Initiate, she initiated the conversation with a friendly greeting. Inquire, he inquired about the availability of the product. Inspire, she inspired others with her courage and determination. Install, he installed the new software on his computer. Institute, they instituted a new policy to combat discrimination. Instruct, she instructed the students to complete the assignment by the end of the week. Integrate, they integrated the new system into their existing workflow. Intend, she intended to finish the project by the deadline. Intensify, the storm intensified as it moved inland. Interact, he interacted with customers on a daily basis. Interpret, she interpreted the painting as a representation of inner turmoil. Introduce, he introduced her to his parents for the first time. Investigate, they investigated the cause of the fire. Invigorate, the fresh air invigorated her. Invite, she invited her friends to her birthday party. Involve, they involved the community in the decision-making process. Issue, the government issued a statement condemning the violence. Join, she joined the club to meet new people. Jolt, the sudden noise jolted her awake. Journey, they embarked on a journey around the world. Judge, she judged the competition fairly. Jump, he jumped over the fence to escape the dog. Justify, she tried to justify her actions, but no one believed her. Keep, she promised to keep their secret. Kick, he kicked the ball into the goal. No, she knew the answer to the question. Laugh, they laughed at the comedian's jokes. Lead, he led the team to victory. Learn, she learned how to play the piano at a young age. Leave, they decided to leave early to avoid traffic. Let, she let her sister borrow her favorite dress. Lie, he lied about his whereabouts to his parents. Light, she lit the candle on the table. Listen, she listened carefully to his instructions. Live, she wanted to live life to the fullest. Locate, he located the missing keys under the couch. Look, she looked out the window and saw the rain starting to fall. Lose, he hated to lose at board games. Love, she loved spending time with her family. Maintain, he worked hard to maintain his GPA. Make, she made a delicious lasagna for dinner. Manage, she managed the team with skill and confidence. Mark, he marked the date of the party on his calendar. Market, they marketed the product to a younger demographic. Marry, they decided to marry after dating for 3 years. Matter, it didn't matter what they chose for dinner. Mean, she didn't mean to hurt his feelings. Measure, he measured the distance between the 2 points. Meet, they agreed to meet at the coffee shop at noon. Mend, she mended the tear in her dress with a needle and thread. Mention, he mentioned her name in passing. Mimic, she mimicked his accent perfectly. Miss, she missed her family while she was away at college. Move, they decided to move to a bigger house. Need, she needed a break from work. Negotiate, they negotiated the terms of the contract. Notice, she noticed a strange smell coming from the kitchen. Nurture, she nurtured her plants with care. Object, he objected to the proposal at the meeting. Observe, she observed the behavior of the birds in their natural habitat. Obtain, he obtained a copy of the report from his colleague. Offer, she offered to help him with his homework. Open, he opened the door and stepped outside. Operate, she operated the machinery with precision. Organize, she organized her desk to make it more efficient. Overcome, she overcame her fear of public speaking. Paint, she painted a beautiful landscape on canvas. Participate, they participated in the annual charity walk. Partner, he partnered with his friend to start a business. Pass, she passed the ball to her teammate. Pay, he paid for dinner with his credit card. Perform, she performed a solo dance at the recital. Persuade, he persuaded his parents to let him stay out past curfew. Plan, she planned her itinerary carefully before traveling. Play, they played a game of chess together. Please, she tried to please everyone, but it was impossible. Plunge, he plunged into the water from the diving board. Point, she pointed out the mistake in his calculations. Practice, she practiced the piano for hours every day. Pray, she prayed for her family's safety during the storm. Predict, he predicted that it would rain tomorrow. Prefer, she preferred tea over coffee. Prepare, she prepared a delicious meal for her guests. Prescribe, the doctor prescribed medication to treat her illness. Preserve, they preserved the fruits by canning them. Preside, he presided over the meeting as chairman. Press, she pressed the button to start the machine. Pretend, he pretended to be asleep when his mom came in to check on him. Prevent, she took measures to prevent the spread of germs. Print, he printed out a copy of the document. Probe, the investigator probed the witness for more information. Produce, they produced a documentary about climate change. Promote, he was promoted to manager after years of hard work. Protect, she protected her children from harm. Provide, they provided food and shelter for the homeless. Publish, she published her first novel to critical acclaim. Pull, he pulled the door open and stepped inside. Push, she pushed the heavy cart down the hallway. Put, she put the book back on the shelf. Question, he questioned the validity of the findings. Quit, she quit her job to pursue her passion for photography. Race, they raced each other to the finish line. Rain, it started to rain as they walked home from school. Raise, she raised her hand to ask a question. Read, he read the newspaper every morning with his coffee. Realize, she realized she had forgotten her keys after locking the door. Reap, they reaped the rewards of their hard work. Rebuild, they rebuilt the house after the fire. Recall, she recalled the events of that fateful day with clarity. Receive, she received a scholarship to attend college. Reclaim, they reclaimed the land for agricultural use. Recognize, she recognized him from the photograph. Recommend, he recommended the restaurant to his friends. Reconcile, they reconciled their differences and became friends again. Record, she recorded her thoughts in a journal. Recover, she recovered from the flu after a week of rest. Recruit, they recruited new members for the club. Reduce, she reduced her carbon footprint by biking to work. Refer, he referred her to a specialist for further evaluation. Reflect, she reflected on her past mistakes and vowed not to repeat them. Refuse, he refused to eat his vegetables. Regain, she regained her strength after months of physical therapy. Regard, he regarded her with suspicion. Regenerate, the forest began to regenerate after the fire. Register, she registered for the conference online. Regulate, they regulated the temperature in the greenhouse to ensure optimal growth. Rehabilitate, they rehabilitated injured animals at the wildlife sanctuary. Reject, she rejected the job offer because it didn't align with her values. Rejoice, they rejoiced at the news of their engagement. Rekindle, they rekindled their romance after years apart. Relate, she couldn't relate to his experiences growing up in a different country. Relax, she relaxed on the beach with a good book. Release, he released the bird back into the wild. Relieve, the medication helped relieve her pain. Relinquish, he relinquished control of the company to his son. Relocate, they relocated to a different city for better job opportunities. Remain, she remained silent during the argument. Remember, she remembered her grandmother's wise words. Remind, he reminded her to call her mom on her birthday. Remove, she removed the stain from the carpet with a cleaning solution. Repair, he repaired the leaky faucet in the bathroom. Repeat, she repeated the mantra to herself over and over again. Replace, he replaced the broken window with a new one. Reply, she replied to his email as soon as she received it. Report, she reported the theft to the police. Represent, she represented her country in the Olympics. Reproduce, the cells reproduced at an alarming rate. Request, he requested more information about the job opening. Rescue, they rescued the stranded hikers from the mountain. Research, she researched the topic extensively before writing her paper. Resolve, they resolved their differences through mediation. Respond, she responded to his text message immediately. Rest, she rested on the couch after a long day at work. Restore, they restored the historic building to its former glory. Restrict, he restricted access to the sensitive documents. Result, the experiment resulted in unexpected findings. Retain, she retained her title as champion for 3 years in a row. Retire, he retired after working at the company for 30 years. Retreat, they retreated to the safety of their home during the storm. Return, she returned the library books before they were due. Reveal, he revealed his true identity to her. Reverse, she reversed the car out of the parking spot. Review, she reviewed her notes before the exam. Revise, he revised his manuscript based on feedback from his editor. Reward, she rewarded herself with a piece of chocolate after finishing her workout. Ride, she rode her bike to school every day. Ring, the phone rang just as she was about to leave. Rise, the sun rose over the horizon, signaling the start of a new day. Risk, he risked his life to save the drowning child. Roast, she roasted marshmallows over the campfire. Roll, she rolled the dice and moved her game piece forward. Run, she ran a marathon to raise money for charity. Rush, he rushed to finish his homework before the deadline. Save, she saved her allowance to buy a new bike. Say, she said goodbye to her friends before leaving. Scan, he scanned the barcode on the product to check the price. Scatter, they scattered rose petals on the path for the bride to walk on. Schedule, she scheduled a meeting with her boss to discuss her performance. Score, he scored a goal in the final minutes of the game. Scratch, she scratched her head in confusion. Scream, she screamed when she saw the spider on the wall. Search, they searched the house for the missing keys. Secure, he secured the door with a heavy lock. See, she saw a shooting star streak across the sky. Seek, she sought advice from her mentor before making a decision. Seem, it seemed like a good idea at the time. Seize, he seized the opportunity to start his own business. Select, she selected the best candidate for the job. Sell, she sold her old car and bought a new one. Send, she sent an email to her colleagues with the meeting agenda. Sense, she sensed danger and quickly ran away. Separate, he separated the recyclables from the trash. Serve, she served dinner to her guests. Settle, they settled their differences out of court. Sew, she sewed a button back onto her shirt. Shake, he shook her hand firmly. Shape, she shaped the clay into a vase. Share, she shared her lunch with her friend. Shout, she shouted for help when she got lost in the woods. Show, she showed him how to tie his shoes. Shrink, the wool sweater shrank in the wash. Shut, she shut the door behind her as she left. Sigh, she sighed with relief when she heard the news. Sign, she signed her name at the bottom of the contract. Signal, he signaled for the waiter to bring the check. Simplify, she simplified the instructions so everyone could understand them. Sing, she sang a lullaby to her baby. Sit, she sat down on the bench and watched the sunset. Skip, she skipped over the difficult questions on the test. Sleep, she slept soundly through the night. Slice, she sliced the bread into thin pieces. Slide, he slid down the hill on his sled. Slip, she slipped on the wet pavement and fell. Slow, he slowed down to enjoy the view. Smile, she smiled when she saw her friend across the room. Smoke, he smoked a cigar on the balcony. Sneak, she snuck into the kitchen to steal a cookie. Snow, it started to snow as they walked home from school. Soak, she soaked in the tub after a long day at work. Solve, he solved the puzzle in record time. Sort, she sorted the laundry into piles of lights and darks. Sound, she sounded the alarm to warn everyone of the fire. Sow, she sowed the seeds in the garden. Speak, she spoke softly so as not to wake the baby. Specify, he specified the exact dimensions of the table. Spell, she spelled her name out loud for the receptionist. Spend, she spent her vacation traveling through Europe. Spit, he spat out the bitter taste of the medicine. Split, they split the bill evenly between them. Spoil, she spoiled her grandchildren with gifts and treats. Spread, she spread peanut butter on her toast. Spring, the flowers began to spring up from the ground. Squeeze, she squeezed the lemon to extract the juice. Stain, she stained her shirt with spilled coffee. Stamp, she stamped the envelope before dropping it in the mailbox. Stand, she stood up for what she believed in. Start, she started her day with a cup of coffee. Stay, she stayed at the hotel for a week. Steal, he stole the cookie from the jar when no one was looking. Step, she took a step forward and tripped over the curb. Stick, she stuck the poster to the wall with tape. Stir, she stirred the soup with a wooden spoon. Stop, she stopped at the red light. Store, she stored her winter clothes in the attic during the summer. Struggle, he struggled to lift the heavy box. Study, she studied for hours to prepare for the exam. Submit, she submitted her application online. Succeed, she succeeded in reaching her goal. Suffer, he suffered from a headache after staring at the computer screen for too long. Suggest, she suggested going out for pizza instead of cooking dinner. Summarize, he summarized the main points of the presentation. Supply, she supplied the class with pencils and paper. Support, she supported her friend through a difficult time. Suppose, he supposed that they would arrive late. Surprise, she surprised him with a birthday party. Surround, they surrounded the enemy camp under the cover of darkness. Survive, he survived the plane crash with only minor injuries. Suspend, she suspended the mobile from the ceiling above the crib. Swallow, he swallowed the pill with a gulp of water. Sweep, she swept the floor clean of dust and debris. Swim, she learned how to swim at a young age. Swing, he swung on the rope swing over the river. Switch, she switched off the lights before leaving the room. Sync, he synced his phone with his computer to transfer files. Take, she took the bus to work every day. Talk, she talked to her friend on the phone for hours. Tame, she tamed the wild horse and rode it through the fields. Taste, he tasted the soup to see if it needed more seasoning. Teach, she taught her students about the importance of recycling. Tear, she tore the paper in half. Tell, she told her sister a bedtime story. Test, he tested the hypothesis with a series of experiments. Thank, she thanked him for his help. Think, she thought about her future career options. Thrive, the plants thrived in the warm sunlight. Throw, she threw the ball across the yard. Tie, he tied his shoes before going for a run. Time, she timed her run to see if she had improved her speed. Toast, she toasted the bread until it was golden brown. Touch, she touched the fabric to see if it was soft. Train, she trained for months to compete in the marathon. Transform, he transformed the old barn into a cozy guest house. Translate, she translated the document from English to Spanish. Transport, they transported the goods by truck. Travel, she traveled to exotic locations all over the world. Treat, she treated herself to a spa day for her birthday. Tumble, he tumbled down the hill and scraped his knee. Turn, she turned the key in the lock and opened the door. Twist, she twisted the knob and opened the jar. Understand, she understood the instructions perfectly. Undress, she undressed and stepped into the shower. Unite, they united against a common enemy. Unlock, she unlocked the door and stepped inside. Unpack, she unpacked her suitcase and put her clothes away. Unwind, she unwound after a long day at work with a glass of wine. Update, he updated his resume with his most recent work experience. Use, she used the computer to check her email. Utilize, he utilized his skills to find a solution to the problem. Vacation, she vacationed in Europe for 2 weeks. Validate, they validated his parking ticket at the front desk. Value, she valued her friendships above all else. Vanish, the magician made the rabbit vanish into thin air. Vary, she varied her workouts to keep things interesting. Venture, they ventured into the unknown with courage and determination. Visit, she visited her grandparents every summer. Visualize, she visualized herself crossing the finish line. Volunteer, he volunteered at the local soup kitchen every weekend. Vote, she voted for her favorite candidate in the election. Wait, she waited patiently for her turn. Wake, she woke up to the sound of birds chirping outside her window. Walk, she walked to the store instead of driving. Wander, they wandered through the forest, taking in the sights and sounds. Want, she wanted to travel the world and see new places. Warm, she warmed her hands by the fire on a cold winter's night. Warn, he warned her about the dangers of walking alone at night. Wash, she washed the dishes after dinner. Waste, he wasted no time in getting started on the project. Watch, she watched the sunset from her balcony. Wave, he waved goodbye as the train pulled out of the station. Wear, she wore her favorite dress to the party. Weave, she wove a basket out of thin strips of wood. Weigh, she weighed herself on the bathroom scale. Welcome, they welcomed him with open arms. Whisper, she whispered a secret into her friend's ear. Whistle, he whistled a tune as he walked down the street. Win, she won first place in the spelling bee. Wink, he winked at her from across the room. Wish, she made a wish on a shooting star. Work, she worked hard to achieve her goals. Worry, she worried about her children when they were out late. Wrap, she wrapped the gift in colorful paper and tied it with a bow. Write, she wrote a letter to her pen pal in another country. Yawn, she yawned and stretched after waking up from a nap. Yell, she yelled at him to stop running in the house. Yield, he yielded to oncoming traffic at the intersection. Zip, she zipped up her jacket to keep out the cold wind. Zoom, the car zoomed down the highway at top speed. If this video is of little help to you, you can subscribe and follow my channel. Because, if we share a video, you will get it first. Thanks for watching.